Okay. Good morning. In this video, I am going to discuss about compound interest. My previous video was about simple interest. So this time, it's about compound interest. Now, in line with this topic, we will be dealing with what we call as the cash flow diagram. A cash flow diagram is simply a graphical representation of cash flows drawn drawn on a time scale. Cash flow diagram for economic analysis problems is analogous to that of free body diagram for mechanics problems. So, similar sila. Sa free body diagram sa mechanics, makita nimo you can see all forces acting on a particular body. Sa cash flow diagram, kita pa nimo you can see all the cash flows, outflow, inflow, okay? And it will help you in analyzing the problem. Okay. Sa cash flow diagram, pag receipt, uh, we will assign it an upward arrow. Receipt or positive cash flow or cash inflow. Pag disbursement, expenses, cost, and negative cash flow or cash outflow, ato siyang i-assign na downward arrow. Pero, depende na sa imo. Every time you analyze a problem, dapat kay balo ka unsa ang meaning sa imong pag-designate, pag-assign sa arrow. Okay. For example, a loan of 1,000 pesos at a simple interest of 10% will become 1,500 after 5 years. Na-discuss naman simple interest na sa simple interest, only the principal will earn interest. So, 10% of 1,000 is 100 every year. So, for 5 years, nasa interest na 500. Plus principal na 1,000, so it becomes 1,500 after 5 years. So, para ma-plot ni siya sa cash flow diagram, yan siya. So, sa viewpoint sa lender, kung ikaw ang nagpa-borrow, mao ni ang cash flow. So, ikaw ang nagpa-borrow, ang katong 1,000, outflow to nimo. Okay? Mo nang downward siya. Outflow. And then after 5 years, bayaran na yun ka sa borrower, inflow to sa imo. 1,500. Ingon na. Pero kung ikaw ang borrower, ikaw ang naghulam, siyempre, nag-borrow man ka, so inflow sa imo ang 1,000. And then after 5 years, magbayad ka o 1,500, outflow sa imo. So, inana pag-plot sa or pag-assign sa mga payments sa cash flow diagram. Depende lang sa imo. Okay. So, we are now on compound interest. In calculation of compound interest, the interest for an interest period is calculated on the principal plus total amount of interest accumulated in previous periods. Okay? So, thus, compound interest means interest on top of interest. Meaning, ang interest sa previous na period, ma-earn sa doog interest. It's different sa simple interest. Ang simple interest, ang principal raman, it's only the principal that will earn ang interest. That is why, every interest period, constant ang interest. Kaya ang principal raman ang mag-earn ng interest. Whereas sa compound interest, ang interest sa previous na period will earn another interest sa succeeding na periods. That is why this is called interest on top of interest. Okay, so again, muna itong cash flow. Principal is P, F is future value. Eh, So kung ikaw nag-borrow, imo ning P, mo bayarin ka o if after N periods yun. So let us have this table para ma-illustrate kung saan pag-analyze, no? Or sa idea about compound interest. Okay, so we have this one, interest period, tapos principal at the beginning of every period, and then interest earned during that particular period, tapos amount na yun at the end of the period. Okay, so periods 1, 2, 3, and then years, ang pinaka-last is N. So, kine, in between siya. Okay, makakuha mo ito pattern, okay? Let's find a pattern there para we can have a formula. First, actual sa, okay. Mag-assign ta og specific value, and then from that, ulihan nato dayon o parameters na or symbols. Suppose na kay 1,000. Okay. Mag-borrow ka o 1,000. So, money ang principal at the beginning ng period. And then, let's assume na 10%. 10% ang interest. Therefore, sa first period, ang interest na ma-earn is this one. 10% of 1,000 or simply 100. Diba? Okay. So, at the end of the period, ang imong bayaran or ang imong utang is 1,000 plus 100, 1,000 times 0.1 or simply 1,100. Okay. Let's assume na monthly. Monthly. So, January 1, for the whole month of January, mo niya ang interest. By January 31, mo niya ang value sa imong gibaraw. Mo niya ang imong mo niya imong utang. Okay? So, pag start sa February 1, mo na ang imong utang. 1,100 na. No? For the month of February. So, February 1, mo niya na imong utang. For the month of February, mo earn siya og 10%. Kini na. Apil na mo earn interest ang 100. So, the interest sa month of February is this. 1,100 times 0.1. So, by February 28 or 29, ang imong utang is this. Principal plus ang interest. A total of 1,210. So, bali, kung i-analyze nimo, ang interest nimo is, for January, the interest is 100. Pag-abot sa February, na-earn siya og 110. So, na siya total interest na 210 na dayon. So, makita nimo na dili constant ang interest per period. From 110, naimo siyang 100, from 100, it becomes 110 sa second period. So, pag start sa next period, March 1, 1,210 na ang imo utang. And then, for the month of March, ma-earn siya og 10%. So, by March 31, mo na ni imong utang. And it's equal to 1,331. Yung nana ang ang compound interest. Okay. Now, if you have understood this one, let's replace this one by the symbol. So, let's replace 1,000 by P, and then the rate of interest 0.1 by I. Let's replace 0.1 by I. So, unsaon na to? Unsay makita nato na pattern na. Okay, so let's try. P ang principal. Okay? And then, for period 1, ma-earn siya og P times I. So, at the end of the period, the value is P plus PI. Or, I-factor out mo ang P, that's P times 1 plus I, di ba? So, pag start sa second period, mo na principal, P times 1 plus I. And then, for the second period, mo earn siya ang interest na I percent, ano niya. So, P times 1 plus I times I. And then, at the end of the second period, i-add mo na, ang resulta is, common factor ang P times 1 plus I. If you extract that factor, ang bilin would be 1 plus I. Same with this. I-extract mo ang P, ang bilin is 1 plus I. There, sa second period, ang common factor is already P times 1 plus I. So, pag extract, another 1 plus I, so this becomes squared na tayo. 1 plus I plus this factor times this factor, the factor 1 plus I, so it becomes squared. And then, for the third period, mo na ang principal, and then earn kay interest, and then i-add. For the third period, the common factor is P times 1 plus I squared. Common factor. Pag extract, ang bilin is 1 plus I also. So, ang power sa 1 plus I, may mo ng cube. So, from here, makita nimo ang pattern. Na sa pinaka-last na period, makita nimo, same lang, natay P, natay 1 plus I, nag-differ lang sa exponent. And makompare mo sa period na pag second period, squared siya. Pag third period, cubed siya. Therefore, sa last period, n po siya. Okay. And this one. So, this is the formula for compound interest. Muna niyang F, future value. Or kung ikaw nag-borrow, this is the amount that you are going to pay sa lender. Okay. So, this is the formula for compound interest. So, the quantity 1 plus I raised to n is commonly called the single payment compound amount factor. Compound amount factor because if you are going to multiply this factor to P, moda ko ang value sa F. The amount will be compounded. Compound amount factor. And is designated by the functional symbol F slash P I percent in. Okay, like this one. So, money ang symbol. F is equal to P times F slash P I percent in. This one is read as F given P at I percent in N interest periods. Okay. So, difference in ito. Okay. Sa books, na table. At the back of the book, na table dito. Na instead of computing for 1 plus I raised to n, na sa table, makita nimo ang value. Okay? Kita. Let's have a sample na let's have an illustration. This one, example, with an I of 0.25%, naadari ang mga value sa F slash P o P slash F. Okay? Bale, no? Compound amount percent growth. So, for n equal to 1 period is 1 and up to 15. Sample ano nandiyan, no? Let's have a sample computation. With an I of 0.25% and let us say n equal to 10. This one. So let's derive this one, 1.0253. Okay. We have this formula, F is equal to P times 1 plus I raised to n. Or simply this one, symbol. F given P at I percent in n periods. So if you will compute 1 plus, or convert this one from percent, convert to decimal, is 0.0025 raised to 10. And using your calculator, the value is this one, 1.02528. So, dali. 1.02528. Same lang. Yun eh. Di ba? Also, instead of computing this one, using calculator, nakita na nimo sa table provided. Pero without the table, you can use this one. 1 plus I raised to. So, na ang meaning sa what? Ini F, I mean, ay na ang value sa ini sa F slash P I percent in. Or F given P at I percent in interest periods. Okay. Now, this is the formula for F. Now, pag P ka, P, you can just divide this one. So, P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I raised to N. Or simply, kung isakanin mo, it becomes 1 plus I raised to negative N. Kaya denominator man ng 1 plus I raised to N. Isakanin mo, ma-negative ang exponent. So, the other expression, if you want to solve for P, okay, this is the expression. P is equal to F quantity 1 plus I raised to negative N. And the quantity 1 plus I raised to negative N is commonly called the single payment present worth factor. Present worth, no? Paon ang present value. And is designated by the functional symbol P slash F I percent N. Thus, inanis. Para you will not get confused kung F slash P slash F. Pag P slash F, meaning P ang unknown, given F. Mamita na sana. Ang red is P given F, meaning given ng F, you solve for P. Nasa. Or you solve for P given ng F. Para na kay nakay hint lang. So, P given F at I percent in N interest periods. Okay. Sige. Kahit na. Sample. Again, the same I, 0.25% niya will use N equal to 12. This one. So, ato ni i-prove ni 0.9705. So, this is the formula and the symbol. Pag-compute, 1 plus 0.0025 raised to negative 12. Using your calculator, ano ang result? 0.97048. Nara. It's 0.9704. Sana around off. So, kung magamit kang table na table, nakita nimo, pwede nimo, you can use it instead of manually computing the factor. Next, we have rate of interest. First, nominal rate of interest. The nominal rate of interest specifies the rate of interest and a number of interest periods in 1 year. Okay? So, number of interest periods in 1 year. Depende na sa kapila sa ma-earn o interest in 1 year. So, the nominal rate of interest is denoted by R. Ang I, mo ni siya ang gamiton sa formula. Okay. Where I is ang rate of interest per interest period. It's not only na in 1 year, kaisa lang. Depende. Okay. So, I is a rate of interest per interest period. R is the nominal rate of interest. M, number of compounding periods per year. Like for example, pag twice, ang tawag na is semi-annually, twice a year. Pag quarterly, 4 times a year per quarter, diba? Pag monthly, 12 times. So So, example, if the nominal rate of interest is 12% compounded quarterly, then i-divide na to ang nominal interest by 4. Kay quarters, 4 quarters. So, 12 over 4, 3%. Interest, the rate of interest per interest period. Sa formula sa N, number of interest, N is interest periods man. So, dili siya number of years. So, for example, 3 years and then compounded quarterly. So, N will be 3 times 4. By every year, 4 ka compounding periods man. So, for 3 years, 12. So, your N is equal to 12. Kung yung ano. Oh, remember na interest periods, dili siya number of years. The other one is effective rate of interest. Effective rate of interest is the actual or the exact rate of interest on the principal during 1 year. Kaya ang nominal rate of interest is it will earn interest more than one, no? More than once, no? Or depende sa compounding period. Pag quarterly, 4 times ang earn interest in a year. So kung kaon mo pila gid ang interest in 1 year, ang tawag ka na is effective rate of interest. So suppose if 1 peso is invested at a nominal rate of 12% compounded quarterly, after 1 year, this will become inana. Okay. 1 peso, 1 plus I. This is I, di ba? R over M, 0.12 over 4. In 1 year, 4 siya, 4 quarters man. So, ang piso ni mo, it becomes 1.12551. So, nag-interest siya og 0.12551. Yeah. So, the actual interest earned is 0.12551 pesos. Therefore, the rate of interest after 1 year is 12.551%. Kaya ang piso nimo nahimo man siyang 1.12551. So ang interest niya ang earn is this, 12.551%. So dili 12% ba? Kundi 12.551% in 1 year. Kaya kini siya per kwarta, i-divide mo na nimo. Compounded quarterly man. So, ang point there is, kung kadaghan siya mo earn interest in 1 year, musamot kadako ang effective rate of interest. Anas. So, hence, from this, kay makuha na to ang usang pagkuha sa effective rate of interest. So, it's actually F1 minus 1. So, kini, the value of 1 plus R over M raised to N, kini, this is 1 plus R raised to M, 1 plus R over M raised to N. Ang value is this one, minus 1, convert to percent. Mo na siya effective rate, di ba? This one, the value of this is 1.12551 minus 1, this one. So in percent, 12.551%. So ang F1 is the amount of 1 peso will be after 1 year, which is this one. Mo na yung F1. Tapos minus 1 og 1. Mo na yung result. Inana ang effective rate of interest. Pero ang point is sa effective rate of interest is para may idea is kung magkadaghan ang compounding periods, magkadako sa ang effective rate of interest. And effective rate of interest is used pag like sa annuity later or sa next ni mga topics, gamiton ang effective rate of interest to compare to compare interest na lahi-lahi or depende sa kondisyon. Like for example, um, the nominal rate is compounded quarterly, but then the mode of payment is monthly. So dili siya consistent. So dapat consistent siya. Ang interest, ang rate of interest must be consistent with the mode of payment. That will be discussed sa next nga mga topics. Let us have a sample problem. Find the nominal rate which, if converted quarterly, could be used instead of 18%. Sorry, 18%. Find the nominal rate which, if converted quarterly, could be used instead of 18% compounded monthly. Kasi convert mo ba? Sa 18% compounded monthly, what is the equivalent nominal rate if converted quarterly? And then, what is the corresponding effective rate? In this case, i-compare na to ang effective rate sa duha. So, let's recall, this is the effective rate. And for this one, i-compare na to. Effective rate quarterly is equal to effective rate monthly. Mo na ni ang sample sa akong explain kanina about annuity na pag dili mag-match ang dili consistent ang nominal rate o ang mode of payment, then i-convert nimo. Nominal rate compounded quarterly, the mode of payment is monthly. So in that case, i-convert nimo ang nominal rate from quarterly to monthly. Same as this, no? So i-equate nimo ang ilang effective rate. So this one, okay, this is the nominal rate compounded quarterly over 4 raised to 4. Kay in 1 year lang man niya, 1 year. So 4 lang niya times 1. And then this one, 0.18 compounded monthly over 12 raised to 12. So, makancel lang 1 and then use your calculator. Yeah? 1 plus 0.18 over 12 raised to 12. The result, you get the fourth root, or you raise the value to 1 over 4. Makancel na. After that, i-subtract ang 1, i-transpose ang 1. Then after that, i-multiply ang 4. Cross multiply and you will get R. And therefore, R is 18.27%. Yeah. The effective rate is 1.1827 over 4 raised to 4 minus, or simply 19.56%. Same result kung ang gamiton nimo pagkuha sa effective rate is kining sa monthly. Same lang. Bali 1 plus 0.18 over 12 raised to 12 minus 1. Same lang. It's 0.1956. Another one. A man who wishes his son to receive 200,000 10 years from now. Okay? What amount should he invest if it will earn interest of 10% compounded annually during the first 5 years and 12% compounded quarterly during the next 5 years? Okay? This is not a common problem. So let us solve this. We have 10 years, kay first 5 years and then the next 5 years, so 10 years na. So this is your diagram. Time scale, no? From 0 to 10. Plot na to. A man wishes his son to receive 200,000 10 years from now. So 10 years, this one, ang son makadawat og 200,000. Positive siya kay inflow man, or receipt na siya. What amount should he invest now niya? Although wala ang word na now, pero i-invest mo. What amount should he invest now niya? This one. P. What should be the value of P so that makuha ang 200,000 pesos after 10 years. Niya, 10% compounded annually for the first 5 years. Dere, compounded annually. And then 12% compounded quarterly for the next 5 years. Okay. Ang buhato na ni, what you will do is this one. Ah, you get the equivalent value of 200,000 referred sa or based sa year zero, equate ni mula na sa P. Okay, so what you will do is, first, kailangan man siya og compounding period. Dili mo pwede i-direct, So, first, you get the equivalent value of 200,000 sa year 5. So, i-project na nimo year 5. So, based sa diagram na to, this should be P and then F. Okay, F is always bigger than P, man. Di ba? Oh, so ang gamiton nimo, let's assign this one as X. So ang X nimo P ni sa, and then this will be your F. So the formula is this. P man ang that would be P is equal to F 1 plus I raised to negative N. Yeah? Okay. Negative N kay P man ang So F is 200,000 and then 1 plus your I is nominal 12% over 4. Kay quarterly man. Tapos ang N mo 4 times 5 na kay 4 periods per year times 5 years. 5 years man. Di ba? So 20 na tanan, negative. And X is equal to 110,735.15. Next, i-project na siya di mo ng X sa year 0. Oh. And the value of X sa year 0 is equal to P. So to solve for P, P is equal to X, and then as you can see, compounded annually raman. So once a year lang siya. So 0.1 ra. Over 1, tablaran. And then negative 5. 5 lang kay once a year. Okay. That's the value of P. So the man will invest 68,757.82. And after 10 years, it will become 200,000 pesos. Okay. Another approach is P at i-project forward para ma-equate na to sa 200,000. Sa gani, a while ago, ang 200,000 i-project na to backward sa 0 para ma-equate sa P. This time, i-project na to ang P forward para ma-equate sa 200,000. Okay. Same condition, For the first 5 years, compounded annually. For the next 5 years, compounded quarterly. So first, project ito dere, F na sad na. F5, butahan to subscript F5. So the formula is this one, F is equal to P times 1 plus I raised to N. Okay. F5 is equal to 1.61051 P. Next, project na to, F10. F10 is equal to this. So, ano yung F10 na to? Ang imong F5, this becomes P na. Kaya na naman ito bago na F. So, kanina value, P na siya. Present na mo na ang future. So, present, 1 plus, your I is nominal over 4 kay quarterly man, and then 4 times 5 yapon. 20. Substitute ang F5 and then nata FP na. Ato dahil siyang equate sa 200,000. So, solve for P, equate na to. Same lang. Okay? 68,757.82. So, kung kamo mag-solve, Depende na sa imo, okay? Kung unsa imo project. Another one. By the conditions of a will, the sum of 25,000 pesos is left to a girl to be held in trust by her guardian until it amounts to 45,000 pesos. When will the girl receive the money if the fund is invested at 8% compounded quarterly? Again, let's have a cash flow diagram para we will have a better understanding of the problem. Let x be the number of years. So, dire o n. Okay. X, n. N number of interest periods. Okay. So, um, ang sum daw na 25,000, may mo siyang 45,000. So, para sa og as if nag-deposit ang 25,000 and then after X number of years, it will become 45,000. So, let's treat this one as disbursement. 25,000 na and then ma-receive sa girl ang 45,000 after X years or after N periods. So, the formula is, okay, project na to, no? And this is the formula where F is equal to 45,000, P equal to 25,000. And nominal rate na to, 8% divided by 4 ka compounded quarterly man. Ang periods is 4 times N. 4 periods per year times number of years man is. So next step pa is i-divide ni mo ning factor. Ana, 25,000. 45,000 divided by 25,000 is how much? 1.8, no? Pwede ka magamit sa calculator, diretso, shift solve, or kung mo gini siyang i-solve correctly, pag exponent ang unknown, you use logarithm. So, get the ln of both sides, you will have this. ln of 1.8. Okay. Let's have a review. Pag mag-ln ka, natay property sa logarithm na ang exponent can be placed as coefficient. So, ang 4x, gihimo na ito na coefficient dire. Na property sa logarithm, ana. So, to solve for x, i-divide na ito siya. ln of 1.8 divided by 4 divided by ln of 1.02. And x is equal to 7.42 years. Okay. So, kana lang. So, again, the Castro diagram is a big help in analyzing engineering economy problems, especially pag complicated na mataba. Same with free body diagram sa mechanics. So I hope that you have learned something from this presentation. Thank you for watching.